Well, it's as good as it can get. We are probably now already live. So,
Yep.
hello, everybody. We are the Mad Scientists. I'm Mad Frankie. This is Violet Igor here. And together we make the Mad Scientists. There we go. Bingo.
Okay.
There we
I'm
go.
on camera. Okay, let's say hello to everyone. We say hi to Evie. She was here first. Hi, Anne. Hi, Trish. Hi, Paula. Hi, Acme.
Evie, Violet, Anne, Trish, Acme, Paula.
Okay,
Trish,
Paula.
yes. Hello, everybody. Right, we're doing not so much about the two journals I'm doing, but it can be incorporated with the two journals and probably will be in some way or a form. So I have some various things here that I've
You think?
one or two to make some and use some swatch folders. These are what Lisa Heinzel did, and she used where to put it down here, this die.
Oh, good.
But
Apple.
You don't need to use this die. I've used this die because I went, that's a lovely die. There's 54 bits in that. And there's lots of nice pieces. Like it does the slide as well. I did have a slide that was done.
Specimen slide. There you go.
See, specimen slide. But when Lisa did it, she did this, or was it somebody else? Might have been somebody else. She got this, but she then turned the die around and cut it again, and that cut out that again, impressed this, and put the holes in the corners because everything else is the same. So that way you've got one that you can put and have two different things, one each side, or simply look at it from both sides.
Yeah.
But this way, it's more like it's not so much like a film slide, it's more like a specimen slide. And you just put your specimen in there, line all that up and crease it down there. And there you go, you've got a slide with a thing in it and a bit of an ephemera or perhaps a photo, a coloured photo. Not so much a slide like I had a moment ago and now I have lost.
Now you have lost. Hi, Diane.
I'm not like this, you see, because that needs to be able to stick through both sides. But this one is just more like a ordinary photo. Or an ordinary piece of something, like you could put a flower in there, you could put a fresh pressed flower in there, or you could put anything else you wanted to put on.
You could almost make it with a little acetate, you could make it like a shaker card.
Yes, you could. You certainly could. With this form, you could make it like a shaker card. Put acetate over this side. Put whatever you want in here. Glue it down all the way. And there you go. Lovely.
Acme Post has a comment for you.
Oh, yes.
Have always wanted to comment on Fran's watch because I wore one like it for years. It has an easy-to-use timer, and it's not an expensive watch.
It was a present from my daughter because she knows I like copper. So.
Copper.
Yeah, I've had it a while now.
And Apple said she's excited for today's stream because she's on a swatching mission in her art studio too. Yay.
Yeah, I need to look at all the mess on here. Look at all these bits. I need to swatch them so I know what I've got instead of having to go hunting through them to find out if I've got that, you know. That goes with that one. That's bundled sage. So it would be so much easier to go, have I got bundle sage? Oh, yes, I've got that and I haven't got that. Because what I'm going to do is, this is following Lisa Heinzel when she did the swatches. So she did it all on manila, I think. But I'm thinking I might do it on white card. So I've got a method here of doing it on white card without needing to use the die because I didn't. So I'm going to do that as well. And I'm just sorting these out so that I know what I've got and what I haven't. Well, what I can't find anyway. What I'll do is I'll just, if I find one, I think, oh, I don't think I swatched that one. Look at the swatches. Oh, look, it's not on there. I can swatch it now. See? So that's the idea. And I'm going to store them in a little box. If I haven't got a box that's the right size and shape, what I'll do is I'll make one to fit the cards, because the cards are quite small. So you only need to be about that size of a box so that they sit up. So it only needs to be about half size. So that's what I'll do. I mean, I started by cutting with the die with this one, with this brown file folder, the foolscap size one. You can't see it now because I've cut loads of things up out of it, but you get lots of bits. Like, ooh, I just dropped it. There's this bit with all of these pieces.
Wow.
And there's also, where's the one where I cut loads of everything out? Because I did, you know, I cut loads of everything out. Maybe it's this one. No, that's just doing another file folder and a couple of labels.
Leftovers.
Yeah, so well, I'll have to show it to you another time, because it was just looked so great, and I thought, oh, that's going to be so useful, so handy. But of course, in the meantime, I've been doing other things, and it's not quite managed to disappear. Here it is. You see, you get all these numbers. You get 3 sets of 1 to 0, 1 to 9 and 0, and you get all these little pieces like this, like recorded. Let me put this behind it. Right, so we've got archive, recorded, series, collect, specimen,
number,
and all those numbers. And you also get another number there that's filed, and you can see just what you get, everything you get there.
Oh, yeah. Trish, you're welcome.
That's really quite a lot. So that it'd be all these that make up all the number of dies. So that's one die. Each one of these is one individual die. So there's a 1 die and another 1 die and another one. So there's 3 flipping ones in there. And guess what? I was just starting to take pull the bits out and everything, and I'd put a 1, a 2 6s, and a 5, I think it was, into my little bag that it comes in. And then I was looking for something, and the bag was open, and I went like that, and it just showered everywhere. It was hell trying to find those particular things, because the one is minute. Look at it. Look at it. It's tiny. Trying to find a little silver thing like that. It was just
me.
A real bind. So I cut some out of both a manila folder and out of a brown folder, just thin card. This is slightly thicker than this one, but it's still perfectly okay. I mean, I can use those if I want to, but I was thinking that now Lisa did hers on manila, because she uses manila. So, but I'm more often spraying onto white card. So I thought I ought to do white card, because that will give me the true color so that I know what it is. If I want to see what it looks like on manila, I can always cut a piece of manila and put it inside, which is what Lisa did. When she wanted to see what it looked like on a book page, she put a bit of book page there and did it on that. She wanted to see what it looked like on brown card. She put a bit of brown card. So
you said Lisa. Lisa who?
Lisa Heinzel.
Oh, Lisa. I thought it was Louisa. Louise.
No, she pronounced it's spelt L-O-U, spelt with an E, L-U-E-I. S-L.
Yep.
But she pronounced it Lisa.
I've always said Lisa, and somebody said I was saying it wrong, so I went back to Louisa, and it's like, no, I don't think that's how she says it. Lisa. It hasn't got an A at the end, but she pronounces it as if it has. It has an E at the end, I think. Paula said Louisa. I don't think so.
Lisa. That's what she says. Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa Heinzel. I mean, go and listen to Lisa Heinzel. Then you'll find out how you pronounce it. Because I could be doing it all wrong as well, you know. I've got a memory like...
Either way, we know who you're talking about, and I really do love her videos.
I do, yeah. She's the one that got me into doing two journals at once. Yes, thanks, Lisa.
She's the one that got me into doing an envelope booklet, and I never finished it. I don't think I completely finished it to satisfaction. I ended up sending it to Teresa Church because she's very good at doing envelope journals. So I just sent it on to her. But yeah, it was Lisa Heinzel that I watched and did the envelope journal.
So when I made these like this, what I did was I put this
too much.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
There you go.
Yes, she is incredible. Whatever way you pronounce
it. When I made these and cut these, what I did was I drew around one of these that I cut with the die, but you don't need to do that. All you need to do, I mean, if you've got a box that you want to put swatches in, the best idea is to measure the width of the box and then cut a piece, the inside dimension, I mean, cut a piece of card twice that length, you know, because you want it to sit in like that. So you measure across the inside of the box, and then you make a card that is double that width with a little bit extra, right? Double with a bit extra, because this pokes up above the box, right? So supposing this was my box, which it isn't because this is too big for it, but it would poke up above this piece. So it would, you see?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I want to do.
Well, my question is, because you have the tabs are there too. So if you had a folder box, you would flip through the tabs which one you wanted. So why do it upright like that? Why not do it with the fold down? In your case,
why do it upright like that? Why not do it with the fold down? Fold down like that, because then you won't see the color.
Fold down. Where's the fold?
Fold down.
There
like
you go.
Because then you'd need a wider box.
But you could do it that way.
I want a box. You could do.
But you want
it. I want a box because that way I can see more of what's going on. I can see the name, and the name will be on here as well as the color.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Then you can see what you can see. And that way you can put it that way. But if you do it that way, you can do it so you can read it. So it doesn't have to be it. It can be
do it your way. You've got more writing area too, if you want.
No, it's the same amount of space. That amount of space. That's
not if you use the front of the folder.
Well, we'll come to that. We'll come to that.
Oh, okay.
We'll come to that. So, what I want to do is I want to put my spray stains on the front. And I want to put the Distress oxides inside somewhere. I might do another page, you know. So I would cut that off because we'd only need one. You wouldn't need that extra tab, but you could have another page in there. But what she did was she got pieces like, for instance, let me see what we've got here, like a card like that. And she would fit it in with a paper clip, right? So you should have maybe the, perhaps put the Distress paint on there, yeah? Or maybe the Distress oxide re-inker. She did the re-inker separately to doing the Distress oxide. So she'd have the Distress oxide there, only she put it on the front. And she'd have the re-inker for it somewhere else, perhaps just a little bit. Or what I would quite like to do would be to incorporate it. So if I've got the re-inker, like with the Villainous Potion, I've got the re-inker for the Distress ink for this one, right? So I could put my Distress ink on there and then put some of the re-inker on there as well, so that we know that the re-inker will always go in that area, you know? Yeah. Maybe. But it's up to you which way round you do it, you see? So, as I say, I want to do it on white card. So let's finish cutting this. Now, what I was thinking was, I just wanted to explain, you don't have to use the same funny little corner that comes from the die. So you can use any kind of corner. So you could just cut a nice, let's do a 4mm corner. Right, so I've got a nice rounded corner there now. Right, and I can rub off that mark, and I don't have to have that shape. So it's much more mine, less Tim Holtz's. See what I mean?
Hi, Laura.
And I can do that there.
Correctly.
Do the same with that one. I like the 4mm one, actually. I could do with some smaller corners, sharper corners than just the 4mm. So I'm not terribly keen on the 10 or the 7, but the 4 is nice. And then the same with this corner. Oh, I didn't cut it at all. What's going on? Come on. Behave yourself. Well, the best way to do it is to do it upside down like that, so you can see if you've got it right. Do I need to do that one? No, I don't, because I have to cut it, but I need to do that one. So let's do that one.
You know, I see you ready there with your sprays, and I wondered if you had your plastic handy dandy, so you're prepared.
No, I haven't. But, well, I have really.
Just checking.
So it's so much still on there, and it's still coming off on me.
Yeah.
So I've done that corner. Where's my eraser? There it is. I want to rub off that extra corner, which I no longer need. And now I just cut here. So I cut straight up there. And if you've got a corner cutter that is fancy, you prefer a fancy edged one, you know, that's something like, I have got some corner cutters that do that, but I don't know that I could actually get hold of them. But there are some. And you could have one that had a corner with some little dots that it cuts out, or a little date. You know, you can use them if you want to, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, decorative.
Yeah, exactly. Decorative.
Ooh, Lara says she's been washing and brushing lamb's wool today. Oh. I finished and finished off my first piece of spraying. I did finish it. I already started another one. And yes, it's terrible. It's just so funny looking. It's terrible. But I'm very happy with it only because I did it. I learned from it, and it's done. But I've already started
this corner.
Go ahead.
Just got to do this corner as well. Right. So I've now got that completely done. So that's ready. All I got to do is fold it, and I'm ready with that one. I've done every corner. Right. So all I've got to do, I don't like that one. It's a bit sort of bitty. I wonder if I can improve on it at all. A little bit. I think it's easier with a pair of scissors. It's actually easier with a pair of scissors with these tiny ones.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Anyway, there we go. So I've got one. All I've got to do now is fold it over. But what I do is I fold it over just short of that edge. Like that, so that I've got an edge down here, you see? See what I mean? It's short of the edge. So I've got some showing. And the colour goes on here and then all the way down so that you can see it. Yeah? So now, what do I need now? I need a, well, I suppose a butter knife would do, since I can't find my proper thing, bone foldery thing. Anyway, so we've got one. Do another. Then we'll have enough to do a couple. So I put them on back to front. So I fold this one the other way. And I use a little pair of scissors to go around these corners because I find it is less, it's more forgiving. It's less making a funny little mistakey bit. Right, now all corners. Corners. One corner. Two corners. Three corners. Much quicker when you know what you're doing, isn't it? And the last one, this one. Use an eraser to get rid of the lines I got from the die. So what you've got to do when you're doing it is remember the extra bit. Remember this bit. So this is double the width of your box, right? So that was me trying to do it the other way around and wasting loads of paper, which is why that mark is on there and not cut. There we go. Let's make sure. Right, so I've got to fold this one over to just short of this line. So it's about, what is that? I cannot see a ruler. It's about 2 centimeters, millimeters, I'd say, about 2 mil. That is where you want it.
I thought for sure you would score it first.
Well, I'm just lining it up. It's probably completely wrong. I'm sure I did have my score thing. I don't know what I did with it. Oh well. You can use the back of a pair of scissors. Easy enough.
I actually tend to use the handle of the scissors.
Okay, well that will do. But most of my handles have got paint on them. So I just rubbed that off because that's looking a bit ugly. Where I didn't do that corner in the way I was going to initially. So I've now got 1, 2 ready. So I will have one for brushed corduroy because I really like brushed corduroy and I want to show how it looks, that one. And one for villainous potion because I got lots of it. And this will give me 2 more. Can see where I decided to use a corner punch instead of going with the shape of the die here because I gave up drawing the little corners. And I thought, yeah, we won't bother drawing on this corner because I'm going to do it differently.
I sent Anne or Trish some fabric that had kitty cats all over it. It was adorable, and I was going to make a pair of pajama bottoms for myself, or house loungers, or whatever you want to call them. And I never got around to it. And when I was packing her box, I know how much she and Evie loved the kitties. And I thought, well, that's one way to de-stash.
Yeah, it is.
Don't have time to love it, send it to someone else who would. There you go.
There you go.
It's wonderful fabric, though. It's a It's like a flannel. Isn't it like a flannel, Trish? Isn't that what that one was? So there should be enough there for something useful for you. Book covers, scarves, hat. I think it was a type of fabric that you could do so many things with it. I don't know if there'd be enough for jammy bottoms. Heck, you could just sew it to a sheet for backing and use it as a throw on the sofa.
Mm.
Did it cut off your pencil mark? Mostly.
Lovely. This one. That's not going to cut straight because I didn't.
I know, Laura. I have good intentions. I just don't always fulfill them. I saw. I got a notice for some craft group that I like. I got a notice that a soldering course is coming up soon. Be prepared to enroll. And I went, no, I don't have time for another craft. Hi, Eddie.
Okay.
Oh, great. 4 journal covers. Great. Paula wants to know, did you enjoy that concert? You weren't here the other day, Paula.
Oh,
loved it.
Absolutely did. I was singing along and waving me flag and using me fan and having a great time. I saw some more people I knew there, actually. We were just sitting down and we were just chatting away, the 4 of us. And suddenly someone comes up behind us and says, hello, friend.
Yep.
A friend of mine, Paula, from Slimming Club, actually, is where I first met her.
That's why I said you need to get out in public more, not just that coffee shop.
Yeah. Well, nobody else knows about the coffee shop. It's my safe place. Well, some do, but there's usually plenty of room.
Yeah.
So now I've got more. So I can use the ones I've done to decide where I'm folding. So.
Wow, from Kenya. Wow. Paula says real deck chairs. I think they were more like fold-up lawn chairs that you had.
They were canvas chairs.
Yeah, like what we
the golfing or director's one,
yeah,
that kind of thing. Two. What's 2? I thought there were 3. 3. Good, because I chose that one. Yeah. 4. So that should be quite enough to do for today.
We can count.
Can ya?
Don't believe her, friend.
I gotta say something about Eddie. Eddie comes in to make hers or here or whatever. Well, he and Paula, and they have their little ways of poking the bear for silliness. Yep. I don't deny it. But I tell you what, you go watch a few of Eddie's videos, and he has a wonderful speaking voice, and he's very, very good at telling what he's doing on his videos. I listened to one last night. I left you a comment, Eddie. I'm sure you saw it. And I really at the end of it, I went, that was very nice. You have a very nice voice, Eddie. Has anyone ever told you that?
It does. So I am now just going to move all these over because I want to get my cloth down, my protective.
Oh, Trish saw a picture of you sitting in your chairs at the concert. And she saw your hair. She said she loves your hair.
Thank you. I've wanted it for so long.
Paula, right? Okay, so you go into the groups and you gently prod with a fan brush, right? And you would think Eddie comes in here and plays along with you. You would think, well, he's just a little booger, isn't he? But you listen to his videos; he's got a good voice.
Oh, yeah.
Good
For
speaking.
camera. Right, so we'll put up my cover so we can do some sprayety ways. But actually, to start with, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that to start with. I want to do, I'll get rid of these for now. I want to do, well, what she did actually was
Yes.
she got the colours swatch from Ranger for each colour, and she cut it out and wrote the colour name on that piece, typed it on. How she managed to do that, I don't know. In a computer, obviously, but yeah, that was really clever. So I'm not going to do that because I'm not that clever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my scrabby horrible writing, and I will be using some of those stickers. Here's one here, look. And I will daub that with colour as well. So I'll just cut some of those off. I think we've got plenty there.
TBH, to be honest.
Sure, it's not to be hilarious.
Well, when it comes to Eddie and Paula, could be.
Yeah. I'm going to put this piece back down because I still don't want stuff to go on my cutting mat.
Right.
Like that. I quite like using handwriting anyway, so I shall use handwriting. That's the only writing I've got. So I want to do brushed corduroy because I like the colour so much and what it does, because it's really interesting, that one. And I want to do Uncharted Mariner.
I like that one.
And I want to do Villainous Potion because I've got so much of it. Those two I got the whole sets of, so that's a good idea to do the whole lot. So there's some Villainous Potion. All the Villainous Potions in the world. Yeah, so I've got just about everything of them. Similarly with this one, if I could only find it, it's hidden away somewhere. But we'll start with Villainous Potion, I think, and then go to Brush Corduroy. So we'll leave that for now. And I'd like to do the tea dye one. I like the tea dye one.
And I'm going to insist, I know you have the paper down it, but I'm going to insist you throw the plastic over your coffee. At least.
Yeah, that was probably a good idea. Or I could just remove the coffee from the vicinity.
You're still
It's not coffee anyway.
I watched Tim Holtz doing sprays the other day, and he actually showed a box that he has to spray in, so for the overspray. And I'm like, who has time for that?
I made one, and I barely used it.
Right.
I wasn't going to pay 20 quid for a box. So I just got a box, which I have lots of, and just cut it up to similar sort of dimensions and size, and used it as a splat box. It was fine, but I couldn't be bothered hauling it out all the time. It's just, yeah, I prefer having a bit of stuff on there. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab that.
Fran, you made Trish happy. You're using the villainous
potion.
Yeah, she likes that one. Yep.
That's the one. So I've got a thingy there. One of those as well. Somewhere I should. Oh, what have I dropped now?
Craft-a-Lanch. She did that earlier. It sounded really bad. Craft-a-Lanch.
Hello. You come back, you aged mahogany. Hello. So I need a pad thing.
A pouncer.
A bouncer. A pointer. And I cannot see one anywhere. So what I'll do is I'll just use the dome anyway. Doesn't matter. I'm good at getting ink off my fingers after about a week. So, villainous potion. We've got the distress ink first. Right.
Oh, is that nice? Zoom in on your screens, people. That is so nice. Ee-oo, ee-oo. Yeah. Is that a Slytherin color?
It could be, couldn't it? Yeah. Slytherin's green, though, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
I
don't think any of the Harry Potter things are that colour.
Yeah, you'll have to put a label over it. You'll not be able to write unless you have a white pen or pencil. You'll not be able to write through that and have it seen. And what did you tell me the difference between the spray stains and the oxide stains? Is that like, is there a difference between the distress ink and the oxide inks? Distress oxide?
Yes. The distress ink is a dye.
Uh-huh.
And the oxide has other things in it. So it has dye in it, and it has that chalkiness, and it does other things. So that's that bit. Now, what I want to do now is just go over this here, like this. Don't forget a label is going on there.
Yeah.
But don't worry. Okay. So that's the front done. And you can do things with that. You can add stuff to it. If I had any on my desk, which I cannot see. Well, Mrs. Unprepared as usual. Well, I have got a bottle that I can go and fill with water. I've only got alcohol here.
Does that mean you want to take a run into the other room?
Yes, it does actually. Yes.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll come on camera and I'll show my piece.
Okay. Okay. Won't be a second.
There I am. There's the piece I made. If you guys remember, it was on the loom. I used a crochet hook. Once the join at the middle, I used a crochet hook to end it, and then I tied it off up here. Put a string through there. Where'd it go? Where's my string? There it is. So I still have to sew up the sides to make it a bag. But here's the thing. Somewhere along the way, this is the top. And whatever you do at the top, it's going to be done at the bottom. And you work your way from the top in. That's why there's a seam there. So whatever you do up here should be repeated down here. Well, I goofed up somewhere up here, and it didn't repeat down here because when I fold over, look at the difference in length. So somewhere in there I goofed up. But yes, it's very, because I used a very light yarn and a very loose tension. You could use this as a produce bag. I saw a video or a picture, I think it was, where someone in the old days they made one. They used it, people carrying the sides, they used it as a gurney to carry people because it's quite strong. And if you think about it, a little learning showed me that if you've ever seen a rope hammock, this technique is one of the techniques used to create a rope hammock. It's really cool. So I've already started another one, and I'm not going to show the whole thing. It's too hard to move my camera. But the next one I'm making is going to be brown and teal. And I've already started it. Yay! Okay, she's back. Back to commercial over. Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Okay. Hello, Apple. Hello, Laura.
Thanks, Apple.
Hi, Eddie. Now, I'm going to spray a little bit on here. So that's the ordinary one.
Is that still wet? Oh, you just
no, it is not.
I
now I need.
Yeah.
Now I need this because you've got to wait a moment or two for it to sink in. So. So then you get your effect, you see, and you can add a little bit more water by using the thing as a dropper.
Oh, you're off camera for that part.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I want to see what you're doing there. So it's moving it? Is it really moving it? Oh, I guess it is.
Yeah, you can see there. Yeah. So I've got a feeling. It's been a while since I watched Miss Heinzel's video, so I've got a feeling that she did some blending with the ink pads, which is really what they're for.
What do you mean blending?
Well, you need the actual machine for that. Not machine. Bit of wood with a thingy on it. There you are, you see?
Oh, the pouncer?
Yeah, pouncer. Yeah. I don't know what I've done with mine. It's probably hanging about somewhere in amongst all this lot. What's that? Oh, look! No wonder I couldn't see. I could only see the top.
Found it.
So, found it.
All right. So, what's this blending stuff? Hi, Dana. What's this?
Well, there's villainous oxide, villainous ink, and here's villainous oxide. So let's do that on the back because that's going to be able you to see the two.
And let's do it on camera. Take a peek so you can see where you're at. There you go. Hold on to your seats, people.
So now we put it on here.
So this is the oxide.
Very juicy. Very juicy, this thing.
Hi, Kirsten.
This is not a very inexpert way of doing it because this is the first time I've opened this pad and it's extremely juicy and I've obviously made marks that I wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
More like this, you see, the softness. Blending it in softly. See?
Kirsten's here. I decided I was going to adopt Kirsten as a Scotland daughter, a Glasgow daughter. She's so precious. I enjoyed our time together. Hi, Lydia.
I'm going to try and disguise that, but I probably won't manage it. It doesn't matter. I'm going to spray on it anyway. So I'm mixing over the two here. So I've got some of the oxide here as well.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm going to put more.
Here. Thank you for the thumbs up. We appreciate it. Tell your friends. We'll be here all day. No, just kidding.
That's better. That sort of disguises that mistake I made, doesn't it? Oh, that looks quite good.
Yes, good
So
job.
we've got that. And we want some more water. spray from a distance, so about here. And some extras. You can see it almost looks chalky white there now.
Yeah. Kirsten said she'll be my daughter. Atta girl.
Does that mean she's my niece?
Yes. See, Fran, I've adopted Fran as my sister. So, well, there's a whole bunch of them I've adopted. Trish and every are my sisters. I don't think I ever told them, but yeah. I could.
So let's mop that up and see what we've got.
And Anne and Liz and
That's lovely, isn't it? That's really nice. It gives it shows what the color can do. So those are the two.
so you've got oxide on the left, ink on the right. On the
So
front.
I've got the ink on the front,
Yeah.
got the oxide on the back. So
Yeah.
remember that. So I need to make a kind of key, I think. So I think what
All right.
I'll do,
I'll write that down.
do it on that. So I'll do it on that, and I'll say what's going where. And I can always put that as the key.
Is that the villainous again?
Yep.
I wrote it down. That's what I was wondering, Kirsten. There is a slight difference. That oxide has that bit of chalk in it, and it's a more matte look. IMO.
They're both matte, but quite often you'll find that the Distress oxide is a lighter color than the ink is. But not so much there when you see those two together.
Hold it up so we can.
There are other tones. There are other tones in the oxide than there are in the ink. There's more to it, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, that's what Kirsten says. She said the ink's darker. I didn't realize they had differences that way.
Yes, yes. Very often the ink is always darker. So we've got those two, right? So let's now go to the oxide spray.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a little bit on the oxide spray in here. So I've got to shake that up. But I think I'll be okay because I've got this down. And I'm not doing a lot. I'm not soaking the card. I'm just showing what it does. So I hope I'll be okay like that. Let's just be...
Well, not only it dropped is funnier, Kirsten, but it explains so much about me, doesn't it?
Right. So I need a piece of card.
Abby said she
help
dropped
with
me
this.
as a sister, Fran. She said she dropped me as a sister. What she meant to say was adopted, but she said she dropped me, and that explains so much about me, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
I've been dropped on my head.
I'm going to put that there, right? Because I don't want that to be changed.
Yeah.
Right? So oxide spray. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
So you don't have this. Oh, you do have it in a spray stain. Okay.
I got the whole set.
All right. Oh, there is a difference. Can you put some more of the oxide down?
I was thinking that, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, like that.
It's
so
light.
More to see. And we want it to move a bit as well, because that's what these do. And you can spray them with a bit of water too. But I'll put the water. There it is.
I don't know your lighting situation there. So are you seeing what we're seeing? To me, the oxide is lighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is, but you should. I shouldn't have done that. I should have sprayed the water on after it had dried. So let's dry it, shall we?
Oh, I put a heart by that because I love that building. Potion. Make a list for yourself, Evie. Put that at the top of the wish list.
And don't forget, if you go over this with a spray sealer, like the matte sealer, you get a more. Oh, I've just thought of something.
Squirrel.
I left my cover for the this journal outside, and it's now dark out there.
Oh, well.
I hope it's not going to rain. Rained earlier. So anyway, there we are. That shows those two.
Okay, question.
You might have to do something for a second or two while I run outside in desperation.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell the tale of what happened to Russ if you want to do that.
Okay. Just a minute. Just let me put these on here.
But I have a question first, and I thought Paula basically answered it up above Anne about matte surfaces. Anne wants to know, are any of the ink pads or sprays permanent when dry?
Nope. They are made to be reactive with water, and that is what they do. That is their thing. That's why I was talking about putting a matte spray as a sealer on, or I was going to say using the Distress microglaze, because both of those will seal it, but you better be sure that's the last thing you want to do. So there you go. That's those two. I'll nip outside now and rescue my. I was just going to show you it, and I thought, oh heck, I'm going to get outside. I'll be back in a second. Okay.
Paula says. Okay. Paula says. I don't need to come back on camera. Paula says, according to Lisa Hansel, if you use them on a matte photo paper, they apparently are permanent, and I suspect that's because of the paper itself. Okay, she's gone off. I'll tell you the story. If you guys were here the other day, Monday, if you remember, there was a wasp, or was it a wasp? Yeah, it was a wasp that tried to get between me and my monitor. It got in my face, and I got it and smacked it, and I thought I killed it, and I even showed it to you guys, and then I set it over here to the side and didn't think about it anymore because we were doing the stream. Well, after the stream, I wanted to show my husband something on my monitor screen, and he came over here and he put his hand down on my table to lean on the desk to look at the monitor, and he put it right down on the wasp, and we had both forgotten it was there, and he got stung. And honestly, the thing was dead, but he got stung in the hand with the stinger and the venom, and it's still his hand is still a little bit red 3 days later. Paula's got the volume off. She can't hear me. Bummer. So that's this commercial. What else we got? We got dad jokes, which are really lame. I don't have anything. I wasn't prepared, but I wanted to get her journal from outside. There she is. There she is. Look at that.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, you okay? You ran. Wait, what's Eddie say? You have to stamp the oxide on matte photo paper with water on the paper. Dab the water off. The ink and the oxide will be left behind and is permanent.
Oh.
I'm trying to imagine that in my mind. You have to put, so there's water, you've got matte photo paper, which I think I might
Spray
have.
it with water.
So spritz it with water, stamp the oxide onto it.
Yeah.
So when you dab the water off, the ink stays? Interesting.
You're going to have to tell me the story later, unless it's one you've already told me.
It was about him getting stung by the wasp.
Oh, that one, yeah. So, I have now sprayed this again, and it's still letting some colour come up. It's not quite dry. So, that's got to dry overnight. That one. But I was going to sort of show you how it's much better with the spray on, and of course it's not dry yet.
Yeah.
So that's a complete failure.
So, well, you can come back. You're going to be at this for a while. So Eddie says what he does is put the photo paper on his gel plate, spray it well with water. Now, when you say you put it on your gel plate, you're just using the gel plate right. Thank you. To keep it in place, not for any other reason, really. Stamp the oxide, dab off the oxidation, and the ink is left behind. Oh. Yeah, I don't get great notifications, Violet-y. Better than Violet. I don't get great notifications for Eddie's. I go looking for Eddie's. I don't wait for notifications. I deliberately go looking for his. I've watched, I think, 3 of them now. Sorry, I haven't left a comment every time, Eddie, but I was there.
There we go. So now we know what we put there. So if we want to put anything else, I'll do something else. I beg your pardon. I'm just thinking to myself.
The front cover and inside is the ink, the back and inside is the oxide. That's what I wrote down. Okay.
Yeah, as it happens, that is quite right. Yeah.
And and you'll come back, it's the Villainous.
Yeah, I will put the name on there.
Yeah.
But I will put it on here with the use of.
Yeah.
God,
so you've
I had some.
Can you hold that up? Here. When you're done looking? Can you hold that up so I can get a look again?
Just a minute. I don't know what I did with the little one. Oh well, never mind. So, yes, that's the
I'm over here.
Distress ink spray. No, distress oxide spray. Distress ink spray stain.
Yeah. Do you have your headphones on?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm not echoing, am I?
No, I just wondered what I heard. I think it's the fan.
Could be, yeah,
okay.
The fan. So I've got that one. Cut a little one.
I like that color.
Why not just cut another one here? Scissors. There we are. Scissors.
Just going to have to adopt Eddie too. He can be my son. I think I have a son about your age. Or I have a son I think is about your age. I know I have a son, but I think he's about your age.
Now then. So this is going to be, let's do some corners. You don't need the distress.
What is this one for? This is the inside.
Same color, but we're going to do the other bits.
Okay. Oh, okay. No. I know what you're doing. Okay.
Just rounding off the corners on this little spare bit of paper.
I have 2, Eddie, and now I have 3 with you. There you go.
Villainous Potion, Distress Paint.
All right. Explain that. What makes that paint distress?
No idea. I haven't used the paint before, so this is a new one on me.
This is a premiere. Oh. You're just going to dauber it. You're not going to use a brush or anything like that.
Oh, no, I think I'm just going to swatch it on there like that.
Is it acrylic?
No, because Distress is all dye and water based, isn't it? Supposed to be.
So what makes it different from the inks and the?
I don't know. Don't know yet. I haven't tried it.
Tell us these things.
I've got to figure it out.
Ooh, look at it move. Ooh, I like that. And it's not alcohol. She sticks her finger in it. I like
Comes off better than Sprays does.
Liz.
Like that.
Hi, Liz. Liz was lurking. Liz is Distress paint is acrylic and is permanent.
Is it? Well, there you go. You know more than I do. Where'd I put it? There it is.
So once it dries, it's permanent. What?
Yes, fluid acrylic paint. Yes, for
Wow.
multiple surfaces.
So what gives it what is it in it that gives it the right to be called Distress?
Because it's made by the same firm. And it's made in the same range as the other villainous potions. So, yeah. Pass. But it is quite interesting. It is quite interesting. That's on Manila, mind you.
Yeah, not
Have
the
a
copy
piece
paper
of-
thing.
No, it was the card.
Yeah.
Was it that one? Yes, I think it was that one. Oh, we've got some extras over here. Look, let's just use some of that bit. Where's
Just a
my
brand name. Okay.
brand name? Distress is a brand name now, yeah.
Eddie says the silver paint is really good. You sent a link.
Oh, yeah. The silver paint, the Distress one. Which silver paint?
Oh, thank you, Evie. I'll hold that. The Distress silver paint, is that what you mean, Eddie? That they have a Distress silver paint?
Well, I've got a pewter, I know. A brushed pewter, because I've got that.
You do?
Yep. It's not a paint, it's a spray.
Eddie says yes, they have a Distress silver paint, and it's really good.
Mhm. Good. You learn something every day.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So there's a bit of a halo on the paint. I can see it off to the side. There's a bit of a halo forming.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't
That's on manila paper, so I'm going to do it on this paper, see if we get much difference, you see?
Okay. Apple, I have, and I know Eddie has. If you watched the video I watched of Eddie's last night, and I just grabbed it and watched it where he was spraying over his butterflies. He actually used a spray that he made with a black marker, and I've done that before with colored markers that seem to dry up. But once you put them in a little bottle with some alcohol, it activates that little felt piece. So I've done that. I don't think it stays. I don't think it's as vibrant as the sprays, the alcohol inks I could purchase, but it was good enough. But if you watch his video, you'll see he used a black marker in alcohol to make his own ink, and there was, like he said, there was a like a different. I think there might have been like a little bit of blue or purple in there.
I've got to find a pen. Need a pen. A nice, neat pen.
And Kirsten would like to know, would you choose the pads? This is hard, Kirsten, because she wants them all. Would you choose the pads or the sprays if you could only have one?
Sprays. Definitely sprays for me, but then I just love sprays. That's just what I would do. Anybody seen a pen anywhere? No, neither have I.
There's a pencil right there. I don't see it.
There's a pen here, but it's a brush pen. It won't do the job. What's that?
There's a pencil or something right next to your water.
I think that's an empty pen, that one.
Okay. And the thing with the water, if you put the alcohol or if you put it in the water, Apple, be sure it's like distilled water, that there's no minerals or anything in there that would fight with whatever you're creating.
There we go. It's not empty. Wow. That's an amazing occurrence. So I'll do it again. Do it again with distress paper.
Copy paper, right?
That's the same paper card as I'm using for the other things, right?
Right.
So it's the same card as this.
Right.
Right. That's the logic behind it. So I'm going to put a little bit on there. Okay. I might use a brush actually.
I'm going to see if it halos out.
Brushy washy, brushy washy.
And will you wait and let this dry before you water it?
It doesn't take very long to dry. So right. Yes.
That's quite vibrant, isn't it?
Quite dark, isn't it?
Yeah. For those two little dots, a nice color spread. But I still see a halo already.
Well, I'm adding some water.
I know.
And then I'm going to spray some water. Well, first I'm going to let it dry.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to react when you spray the water, right?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, that's what it. If it's acrylic, it shouldn't. Doesn't appear to be, does it? Let's have a look. Doesn't appear to have soaked up any ink, only water. So true on that one. So let's also do the re-inker, distress re-inker.
Do me a favor, your light bulb,
yes?
Right, your light bulb right there. Point it up. See if that helps. That's, yeah, about the same. There we go. That's better. That's much better light. Yeah, I like that. It works better if you point it up. If you point it straight down, we get too many shadows.
You don't like it like that?
No, we like it pointed up. Yeah. So this one has a tad bit of a halo, but not near as much as the other. It dried first. Whereas the other one had water while it was still wet. I bet that made the difference. And then this is the
distress re-inker.
I'm writing it down.
Woohoo!
And you didn't let that dry, and you added
water.
No, what did you add? Water or alcohol?
Just water. Just water.
Okay.
Lush.
Look at that.
So that's that. Okay, where's the other one? Oh, come on, villainous. What you doing? No hiding from Mumsy. There it is. So I can do that on another piece, like that. So we get another piece, like that. And we just do that on there.
So many ways to use it. I don't know if he does or not, Evie. I'll have to go look. I don't think so. I don't know that he has time.
I think that's weirder. Let's find out.
Nope. Nope. He's not in the mad scientist group, but he is in makers.
Who? Eddie?
Yeah.
Yep, there's barely anybody in there, mad scientist. Nobody.
Well, actually, there's quite a few. But we're not a very busy group over there. The same as the homemade inks and stuff. It's not a very busy group. So.
Yeah. I haven't done anything in there for a while, so that doesn't help, does it?
No pressure, Eddie. I understand if you have a full plate. No pressure to join is what I meant. I love that there's so many variations of having this color and the things you can do with it. I would be, if Evie asked me which I prefer, I'd be hard pressed to answer right now.
Distress Oxide Reinker.
And I'd be hard.
I think I should distribute that one a bit.
I'd be hard pressed to say whether I like the ink or the oxide. Which do you prefer? Do you have a preference?
Not really, and not in this case. I've never tried it before this one, so I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah.
I do have a preference in one of the others.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to do in a moment. We're doing that one next.
Absolutely, Evie. Absolutely. Post some of your experiments.
I've got a booklet full of things you can do with Distress.
Yeah.
All sorts of different things.
A booklet, as in an ebook, yeah, or a hard copy?
No, as in a booklet. Just a moment, like this. I'm just going to move these out of the way because I do not want to get the colour on this. So that's drying quite fast. See?
Oh, you created it yourself?
Yeah. I went to a workshop and this is what we ended up with. Full of distress techniques, you see? All the different things you can do with distress. Loads and loads of different.
I thought maybe it was like literature on it, but this is actually the examples of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you've showed me that.
Yeah, well, I like it. It's my favourite little bookie. Right, so that's pretty well dry now. That's a Distress Oxide Reinker. And that's dried really fast. And this is still not dry. I'm going to have to heat that one. In fact, I might have put rather a lot down. I wonder who does that quite a bit.
You didn't put any water on the oxide reinker, did you?
No, or on the Distress Reinker, which I now can't read. Well, I'll have to see if we can get a blob of water over the word Inca and see if we can then make it a bit more visible. It does dry fairly fast. There we go. I still don't know why they create the sets of these things, you know, the full set, and include a flipping badge. I still don't know why they do that. What is the badge? What does it do? It doesn't do anything. It's just a badge. I thought it was a special little compact that inside had something special in it or something like that. Nope. Seems not.
A badge.
Right, let's spray that one. And I'm going to put, as I said, a bit of water directly over that word.
That was made with an ink pen.
What was?
The word.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I think so. Come to think of it, I don't actually know. What's it called? It's called a black. Something Jimmy Gel Roller. Jimny Gel Roller, I think. Had it a long time. No idea. So let's see if we can soak up any of that. Well, it was already quite nice, but it hasn't done much. That did, because you can see where it flooded out on the ones I sprayed.
Yeah.
Like that. But that one didn't, because there we go. Now it will. Did a bit. You can see it here, but I like the dendritic sort of little,
yes,
almost oh, what's that word?
Tendrils. I know what you mean. That.
Something or other set. I can't remember the name of it. Mandelbrot set.
Yeah, the Rorschach.
No, the Mandelbrot set.
Or
so it's got all these little indented details, right, like the edge of a map.
Yep.
So let's pull some of that off as well. There we go. So it just shows what you can do. That's the point of this, to show you when you're looking at things what you can do, remind you of what it is capable of. So now I've got two pieces to put there. There we go. And then I've just got to do the name there. And that's that one done. If I should get any other pieces of these things, then you'll be able to do other things. But you can see what happens with the water, addition of water on these surfaces. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, so you've got 6 variations of presentation.
7.
Oh, 7. There's 2 on that card. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Why have I only got 4? 1.
We've got the Distress ink, the Distress re-inker, the Distress paint.
4,
We've got the Distress oxide re-inker. And then we've got the Distress stain spray.
Yep.
And the Distress oxide spray underneath. And then we've got ditto with the pads, Distress ink pad and Distress oxide pad.
The odd man out is that Distress paint.
Yeah, that's the one that's acrylic and therefore does not
have oxide.
React with. Okay. It does not react with water.
Okay.
So we've done that one. That's a nice one. Let's do one more, at the very least. And we'll try and be a bit quicker with this one.
Evie wants to know, what about putting it over some script or black, like the ink pen? I think she just basically did that with the ink pen, Evie.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that I know that when Lisa Heinzel did this, she also stamped a butterfly in permanent ink. Stamped it on the surface first here, and then she stamped it on a circle, and then just circle over the top of the stamped image, so it looks like it's complete. That circle had one of the colors on it. I can't remember which variety she used on it, what she did with it.
Eddie says lifting creates cool effects.
Like that.
Yeah. While it's wet.
Yeah. Not so much on that one. I don't think this manila is such a great surface myself. I think this is a better one. This white card. So that's my opinion. I need to get a couple of twisty bits of wire things. Paper clips. Words are hard.
Twisty bits of wire.
Otherwise known as paper clips.
Yeah.
For those. That's one done. Right, so let's have a go with another one. This one, I wanted to do the thingy first before I did anything else. Otherwise, I'll lose track of what I've done and what it means, and I'll forget.
I watched the other day. Mariah gave a link to that British guy who was talking about language and whatnot, and I watched a little bit of it, and I went, I wonder what people said before they came up with a word for something like twisty bit of wire and a thingy-ma-job, and and then they went, oh, that's paper clip. That's easier to say than thingy bits of wire.
Yep. Now on this, I'm just going to clip the edges because I want to be able to pull that off anyway.
Darcy's here. Hi, Darcy. Hooty doos. Yes, hooty doos.
Oh no, right on that, which is
this is how we create a language. We go from twisty bits of wire to paper clips.
villainous potion. All right. Make sure it's.
Ooh, good tip, Liz. So do I, Eddie. And not all her words are made up, let me tell you. She uses some big words on me, and I'm like, I have to go look that up because she's messing with me. I just know she's messing with my head. But nope, it turns out it's a real word.
I love doing that.
I know you do. So Liz says, here's a tip from Liz. Lightly dampen a stamp, like a rubber stamp or whatnot. Press on ink on the paper and press it down on the uninked paper, and it will lift the ink. So if you have a butterfly stamp, wet it, spritz it with water or whatnot, push it down into your ink, pull it up, and it will lift up a butterfly. Image will be left below. Is that what you're trying to say, Liz? Did I say that correctly? Not on permanent ink, only on the die. Okay. Okay.
I do make up some of the words.
I know you do. You and Paula.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, let me see.
No, I don't think so because I can't read what it says.
Nothing there.
No, nothing there.
You obliterated it. That's a big word.
I obliterated it. I have to discombobulate that one.
Yeah, there. What she said. Thank you, Liz. So I'm going to write this down because I will forget, because we're forgetting things 5 minutes after we hear them these days. I have to watch Russ. Now that he's retired, he's got more open brain cells and he's easily distracted. So we're driving to the store. He's driving. I'm in passenger seat. We're going to the grocery store to get groceries, and we're going to a particular store only. But as we're driving along, he starts pulling into the parking lot of another store that we often go to. And I said, where are you going? Didn't think about it. I just thought about going to get food. So, this is what happens when you retire. He went out the other day. I know, I'm telling on him. He went out the other day. He was going to go to a hardware store that's not far down the road to get something. What did you go for? besides the battery. Anyway, to get there, part of the route will take him to the highway that he usually takes to go to work. So he gets to that part of the route where he usually would go straight to go to this hardware store, and instead he turns and gets on the highway like he's going to work. And as soon as he did it, he went, I don't go to work anymore.
Yeah.
So when you get old enough to retire, be aware there will be some random brain cells that have nothing to do except mess with you.
Yeah, it's not just when you retire either.
Oh,
I haven't worked for a long time, so I have routes that I take quite often,
yeah.
and I have routes that I barely take. So if I'm going to get something specific that's on a barely used route, I can find myself halfway through the normal route and going, oh dear, wrong way.
See, I told you, you and Russ are so much alike.
Dear. Now, where's my little thingy with the pads? There it is. There's my pads. I need a freshie. This one. Now, what did I do with the doodah? Anybody see what I did with the doodah? Yes, there it is. There it is. Good. We'll get rid of that one. Can wash that one out. And pop on a nice fresh one. Right, we're doing brushed corduroy now, because this is one that I really like what it does. So we want the Distress ink on the front, if there is any there, which may not have a lot in it. There we go, that's better. Distress ink on the front.
Okay, Diane. Yeah, Eddie, Fran, I happen to know Fran has no desire to go to London. So where's Fran? Lost in the streets of London? Nope, she'd be going the other direction. It
was on my route from home, which is 6 miles away from Colchester. And
yeah.
most of the shops are in Colchester. So I would be going from home somewhere near Colchester, either one of the retail areas outside Colchester, or into Colchester itself.
Which is in the opposite direction of London.
Yes.
Is it Boston that Sarah and Jess love? Yeah. Eddie, my bonus daughter and her partner lived in Boston briefly for schooling. I think he went to Harvard briefly. And they loved it. They are now out in LA, and he has completed his master's, and now he's actually or completed his PhD. He's being published actually, and pretty much they have choices of where they go anywhere for him for a job. And I know Boston is like number one of where they want to be. Right, Apple? Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the front. And we want the Distress Oxide on the back, which is that one.
And I know you've been out there because I have one of my favorite mugs is the one from Boston with the Boston with the lobster on it. So didn't you take a drive up towards Salem and I wished I was with you?
Who?
You.
Salem what?
Massachusetts. Didn't you go up that way?
I went to Boston.
Boston.
I went to school up there.
Yeah, went to school. I like this color. What is this one again?
This is brushed corduroy.
Yeah, this is going on my I want it list. Bell corduroy.
Brushed Corduroy. Cord, C-O-R-D, U-R-O-Y.
Oh,
Corduroy. So that's corduroy, which means cloth of the king.
U-R-O-Y. I don't think that's how it's spelled here.
Corduroy. Yeah, it is. See? Corduroy.
There you go. Okay.
Right. Probably originally spelled corduroy. R-O-I. But there we go. We can't have everything, can we? Now then, got those two. So let's have a little play with them. See what they will do.
All right, Kirsten. Yeah. Their sense of time is I'm a country girl. I grew up in a very small town south of Chicago, lived there for 45 years, and it was on a river, a very big, nice, one of the best rivers in the state. And I fished and I hunted. Well, I helped hunt. And I foraged. I'm more like Sharon than a city girl. I'm not a city girl. Let's just face it. I don't like the city, but I would follow Sharon anywhere she went. As
Here we
she,
go. I sprayed on both of those and dropped water on both of them.
I think Fran would
See if we get everything else out.
just love to walk around out in the forest and pick up acorns and mushrooms and tree bark and
Well, when I was bringing in the green cover that I'd left outside, I also brought in a tray full of even more um, oak knopper galls.
yeah. Did you get that video I sent you about that? Oh no, it was on the inky mushroom.
If there's a link in the messenger, I'll be able to get it. I might have seen it, but I think was it with a little girl?
I don't know.
Because there was a woman and a little girl at a table talking and then looking at the camera. But I couldn't hear it because it was night and he was asleep.
Yeah, it was
So I
about
couldn't turn it up.
the inky mushroom, the one that if you leave it set to start deteriorate, it creates a black ink, a permanent black ink. It was yeah,
Oh, yes.
she was teaching the daughter
It's jelly twisted.
Yep.
Shaggy ink cap. Yes, I probably
Yeah,
did, but I could have it anyway. Yeah.
Distress Liftoff ink. Hi, Colleen. Welcome, welcome. Distress Liftoff ink.
Yeah, I got them.
I do like that corduroy too. So
Yes, it's not showing all the colours that it can deal with, but you'll see that more, I think, with the spray.
okay.
You can not deal with them.
So did you do it the same as you did with the villainous?
Yep.
You, so the
That's the oxide
okay,
pads.
okay, all right.
So the next one is need a shield.
See, all
Come
the
on.
ones you're using that I'm loving are not in the set that I ordered. That's okay.
Yep. Bound to be. But there are other interesting ones as well. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Got to start somewhere. I'm building a stash. There you go. That'll do it.
I hope to have a clip or something on that. Never mind.
Oh, look at that. Oh, very nice. I like the spray, depending on how it dries.
That's the Distress Spray Stain brush corduroy.
Oh, is Paula still here? She's not listening though. She's probably gone off with her husband for dinner.
Oh.
If anybody, I sent you the link, Fran, to Denise Love's video.
Yes, yes. Again, I couldn't listen to it because it was late at night and he was asleep.
Well, you need to go watch it, and
No.
Paula has to go watch it
Yeah, I will. I will.
and listen, but mostly just watch. Keep your eyes open.
There we go. That's dry.
I like that.
Right.
I like the seahorse that showed up.
Well, think about the seahorse.
Gonna be gone in a minute. Funny because I know you have pipettes and droppers around you.
Yeah, yeah. Can't see him.
Yep. Not handy dandy.
25th, 25th, 25th.
Yes. And speaking of which, that's less than 2 weeks away and it's on a Monday. Yep. So we're probably not going to stream that day, are we?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not happening in here. It's happening in the kitchen. So I've just got to move things for making food and making cups of tea.
I wasn't sure if it would be too noisy to...
There is that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
And when you think about it, when you stream, because I stream in the afternoon, my time, but you're in the evening, they should be done by the time we get ready to stream.
Yeah, that's quite possible. Yeah, they should be. You're right. Yeah.
So we're not going to plan anything different.
No, we'll do it if we can. Put it that way.
Yeah, we'll leave it for now.
So, brush corduroy, Distress Oxide.
Yep, got it.
There we go. I'll pop that there, and I'll just go over that with something so that it lies a bit flatter. There we go.
That's the outside.
Yep, that's the outside.
Mm-hmm. Which I still like the spray ink, the spray stain better.
Mm-hmm.
I can see where you could use it elsewhere, though. I could see the possibilities. And Liz, when you said about using the rubber stamp, I missed reading everything. Were you talking about alcohol inks specifically for that technique? If you're still here, Liz. Oh, look at the movement there. Look at the blossoming. Blooming. That's the word I wanted. It's blooming. No, regular dye inks. Thank you, Liz.
Yep, it does. That is what this ink does. And it's got so many colors in it. It's got blue and gray and yellow.
When you drop that water, it reacts with a nice bloom.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing.
I like that.
That's why I like it so much. It's got so many things it does. It's just wonderful.
More so than the stain.
Yeah, more so than the stain.
Yeah, the stain just
I
kind of...
I I didn't know until I saw Louisa Heinzel using it, and I went, "It does that!"
Yeah.
So, and I didn't have the oxide at the time, so of course, first thing I did was oxide.
I do too, Apple. If I want a paint that doesn't granulate or move, then that's your acrylics. But if you want a paint or ink that granulates, moves, blooms, whatever, then that would be your stains and oxides, I would guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm just looking at what she's doing, thinking that. I'm just thinking with acrylics, straight up acrylic paint, you don't get any blooming or movement as much as you do with the sprays.
Not so much variety. No, you
Yeah.
don't get this much variety with a lot of the oxides.
Look at, can you
some
hold
of them,
it up closer?
This one is one.
Wow.
I just love that one.
Yeah.
And look at the variety you get even just in the ink as well.
Mhm.
The oxide is just amazing. Just amazing. Now I'm going to dry that with those blobs on there. So I've lifted this and I'm just going to dry this.
Mhm. And that's the brush corduroy.
Brush corduroy, yeah. I think bundled sage does a little bit of that as well. But that would be a good one to do next.
Mhm.
Bundled sage, see what happens.
Well, you're coming up on
But
2 hours.
Yeah, well, I won't do any more. But you could do this with other sprays. It doesn't have to be distress oxides. Other ranges, you can get other things with like archival. You get archival different colors, like
Oh, I love that.
you get Seth Apter colors. You get inks, and you get pastes, and you can get oh, what's the other thing that he does? Oh, the what's the stuff? Thingy earth. What's it called? Ancient earth. It's an embossing powder,
Oh, okay.
but it got grit and bits in it, so it's not a one thing. Like for instance, there's also some that like Rocky Road. You get different colours in it and different sizes of embossing powder,
Yeah.
so that when you heat it, you get pieces of some large pieces. When you heat that, it melts, but it's a different color to that bit over there and that bit there. So it's got multi-colors in it as well. So it's really
Wow.
interesting. So you could do swatches for things like that as well. Don't forget, Louisa Heinzel also did these, and she did some embossing with the embossing powders as well. There are embossing powders that go with these. I don't know that I've got the right ones for some of them. I might have, and then again I might not. I should have the villainous violet one somewhere, because as I said, I got the whole lot. And I've got a wild honey one there, so that would go with the other wild honeys. So yes, there are other things that you can do. So she got a rather nice stencil and used embossing ink, and then sprinkled the embossing powder on that design. It was a lovely curly Q sort of thing. And then when that and she dried it, it was lovely. You could see what different things it did. And she used the same stencil every time, so that you saw the different reactions of different embossing powders and inks, because when they make a whole range, they really do put their ideas into a lot of thought into it. So if I had this one, which I haven't got the brush corduroy embossing powder, but if I did, and I could put that over one of these to see what happened with that, that would be excellent. In fact, that's probably something I will look to get. But you can, as I say, you can do it the same with the Seth Apter Baked Earth. It was Baked Earth, that was it. Baked Earth embossing powders, and Ancient Page, and he also did one that was beeswax. That was a good one too. Oh, some lovely stuff you can do with things like that.
So here's the thing. we'll be back Friday, and Fran's going to cut some more cards. Yes, she'll get some cards pre-cut and ready to go, and all the little bits, and we'll do some more spraying Friday. How's that? Does that sound good?
Yep.
All right, sounds good to me, because I'm enjoying this. I'm learning. I'm filling a page here. So,
Kirsten, the thing to do is to measure the width of the screw on your cap, not on the cap, on the bottle, the width of the screw thread, and measure the depth of the screw thread from the top of the open bottle down to the shoulder, just to the beginning of the shoulder. And those two measurements would tell you what size replacement sprays to get, spray heads. You can get them in this country. I've done that before. Can't remember where, but I have done it. So, and also I got some sprays off, in fact, this is one of them. Of, what do you call it? Temu. And they had these nice triggers on them. I like these triggers, you see. I also got some smaller ones. And when one of my sprays clogged up, which I don't think is down here anymore, or is it? Yes, this one. See, when my spray clogged up, it was just an ordinary push spray. So I went and got the other bottle. It was just that spray head. That's the spray head off this bottle. So I've already got it labeled with my airbrush medium, and I wasn't happy with how that was spraying. So I took the top off that and took the top off this, and that top from this Temu bottle is now that one on there. So, and it's got a lovely trigger spray with a lock and everything, which I really like. So you can do that. Temu do that. And I didn't get it deliberately to go with that one, but when I saw the bottle, I thought, that's the same size as that. Oh, I can swap them over. So you can often do that.
There you go.
I think these are a slightly different size to these, but maybe not. Maybe not. That looks as if it might fit. And let me take this off to try it, just to see. Yep, that fits. So that one I got off Temu, which is exactly the same size, and I've now put on the other bottle, will fit. This spray, trigger spray of these Temu bottles will fit on a Distress Oxide. You could have so much fun with that. Just a thought.
Okay, I'm going to come back. Everyone's saying goodbye. I'm going to come back. There I am. And we're going to say, see you Friday for more spritzing and spraying fun.
I will also be doing a little bit for, I hope, if we've got time, to do a little bit of my other, what do you call it? Journal, the grunge journal. Yeah. Because all of these things are colours that would be used in the grunge journal, wouldn't they? I mean, they'd go so well.
Yeah.
Dear.
Well, thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you, everybody. I'm just going to write brushed corduroy on here, and then I'm finished. I'm done. Oh, you can all go away now. I've just to make sure I got it the right way round. Brushed.
If you wonder what these things are, I was messing with Fran before the stream in my little talking hands.
Yes, exactly. She was playing.
I was
there, but I wasn't looking at the screen. I was very happily getting out the world things to use and saying, oh, I was not going to use that, and that's silly, and yeah. And she was sitting there listening to every word.
Blah, blah, blah,
right.
blah, 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 blah.
Bye-bye, everybody.
So glad you made it. Bye, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Bye-bye. Hi, Colleen, Dana, Lydia, Kirsten, everybody. Bye-bye. Here we go. Bye. Bye.